Okay. Now the first thing to do is set up the library tidyverse, okay, and I'll put message equal to false. Run that. So now we have tidyverse library set up. Okay, so let's look at some plot types. Okay, and there are other plotting commands available in base R, but we're not going to look at that. ggplot is the gold standard. It's the most flexible and most versatile graphing package, and this is one of the strengths of R relative to Python. Okay, this one is it's much more versatile, much more flexible than anything Python can do. Okay, so there is only one. Well, hold off on that. Okay, so here these are the line types, but let's first create a line plot. Okay, so we're going to read tips. Okay, so read CSV data. Okay, tips.csv. Okay, and that's going to bring us the tips data. Okay, and now we can plot the data, and let's say that we want to plot tips, all right, or total bill. We want to plot total bill. Okay, so remember, tidyverse already has ggplot in it, so we have ggplot, right? Okay, so ggplot, okay, and okay, so there are some defaults that we can use. So typically, you would say, well, theoretically speaking, you have to say data equal to the data frame and blah blah blah, but you don't really have to, because with context, R will interpret what you mean most of the time. So I give the name of the data, okay, and then we have what is called aesthetics, which is where we give information about what needs to be plotted. And here we want to plot, okay, so aesthetics is given by AES, and AES goes within parenthesis. Now you can specify what should go in the x-axis, what should go in the y-axis. Okay. Now this is not a time series, so it's just a bunch of customer bills, okay, and information about the bills of customers. So here is one customer, what the total bill was, what the tip was, whether it's a smoker or not, day, time, and size, the party size. Okay, so that's what we have, and this is not arranged in any particular order. So we want to just use the number in the x-axis. Okay, so x should be x equal to a series of numbers starting from 1, okay, all the way to the last row. So how can we generate a series of numbers going from 1 to the last row? SEQ sequence will give you that. So we can say X is sec, okay, and we have to give a number up to what? It starts, you can, so you can have start, stop and by, okay. But if you just give one integer, then sec is going to start from 1 and go all the way up to that number, okay. So what we need is the size of the data set in terms of number of rows. So all we have to do is to say n row, okay, tips. Okay, so that's going to give you the x value. Okay, x will now going to be 1 through whatever the number of rows is. Number of rows happens to be 244, so that's what you're going to get, 1 through 244. Okay, and then you say y equal to total bill. Make sure that typed without any typo. Okay, so this gives the basic information about what needs to be plotted. Now you specified that x is just a series of numbers and y is the total bill. But what sort of plot we need, okay, and that should come after this. So you continue your code with the plus, okay, and next you say what kind of plot you want, and these plots are given by what are called geom, okay, and underscore, and you have a whole bunch of possible geoms available to you. Okay, all of these are particular type of plot. Okay, now what we want is line plot. Okay, so there it is. So okay. Now if you okay, so you've indicated what needs to be plotted, and you have said what kind of plot you want, and this is the bare bones. There is some error. AS X Y. Okay, so this is your bare bones plot. So you have the total bill and sec, okay, whatever this code is now repeated here in the x-axis. Okay, so now we can add more features to the plot. So if you go into geom line, okay, you can specify some parameters for these lines, for this line. There's only one line. So you can say, all right, I want line type okay, line type equal to, okay, so these are the line types you can select from. So if you solid is your default. So if you say dotted, okay, like, all right, so that will give you dotted. If you say dot dash, so it will give you dot dash and so on. Okay. You can also specify some more line properties, like you can say color equal to, okay, say blue, then you get color blue. Okay. and you can Google what kind of color you can have. There are a whole bunch of it, and you can even specify your own color with the three codes for what blue, red, and green. Or those three things. You can set up your own color if you like. And then there is one more you can specify, which is size. So 0.4, so it becomes, the size is really small. So if you say size equal to 1, so it becomes a little bit bigger, and so on. Okay. So within the geom, here geom line, you can give properties for that. Okay. So there are different properties for different geoms. So if you have geom scatter, and you have a different set of properties. Some will be same, like color will be the same. Okay. But there are some unique properties for different geoms. Okay. Then again you continue with a plus. So you want to give some titles, right? So you say that I don't want any this x label, x-axis label. So you can say x lab. You can say null. Okay, we don't want any. Okay, and say y lab. You can say $, or you can simply say $, I guess. Okay, and then we can say GG title. Okay, GG title. You don't have to say label equal to. You can simply give the label total bill. Okay. Okay. So this x-axis, the default label is gone, and we have $, here. You can use fonts, $ fonts here too. I didn't test that out, so I don't want to get into that. Then you can adjust this title. Okay. All right, so this is where you get theme. Okay, and there is a whole bunch of theme related properties. Okay, and I'm not going to go into all of it. So here we are going to do plot title equal to, so we are now talking about plot title, and we have element text. Okay, so that is the element of the plot title, which is this total bill. So what do we want to do with total bill? The phrase total bill, we want horizontal justification. Okay, you go from 0 to 1. 0 is left aligned, 1 is right aligned, and any number in between is aligned proportionally. So if you want it in the middle, then you say 0.5, so that will put it in the middle. So H just should be a number between 0 and 1.